Here was just acting up a little bit. Sorry about that.
It might be neuro. All right. So we got Jana's music going. We have board tools now, correct? Yes, that's perfect, Shayna. Stick that up there. Lipids are fat. That's made up of hydrogen and carbon. I'll put it on there. Everybody else, good. Proteins are made of amino acids. Carbs make us happy. Good. Sugars, starches, good. We have those mono and di and polysaccharides. Yes, lipids are important for our cell membrane. This is awesome. So Jana, is this your music that you did, or is it? You said it's. That's awesome. So good. I love it. Everyone tell Jana how rocking her music is this morning. Use live loops and combine them and make some cheese. JB says cheese. It is so good. Awesome. Well, I'm going to have you pause it for us as much as I would love to keep listening. We are going to keep moving. Tomorrow we'll do another spotlight so that you all can continue to show us your skills. All right. So this is what our week looks like. A little busier. Last week was super chill. We didn't have any quizzes. Came to class, kept on top of things, but this week we have a little more going on. This week we have 2 small quizzes, okay? You have one today on proteins as enzymes, and you'll have one tomorrow on nucleic acids. And then on Thursday, you will have our comprehensive Unit 2 test, okay? So that is something that you're going to want to prepare for. There is a study guide. Is the study guide mandatory or is the study guide optional? Put in chat for me. Optional. If you don't know, put optional. I get a lot of people sending me messages. Is this a mandatory assignment? Is this worth so many points? It is worth points. It's worth extra credit points if you do it. It has test questions on it, so I highly recommend you do it. But it is optional, okay? So make sure you know that going into the week. Let's look at today's objectives. Is there someone that would read those for me? What are we going to learn today? What are we going to know when we walk virtually out of this room? Oh, Kaden, your dog is loving you this morning.
Show us the bean.
JB's going to read it for us. I knew it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, JB, what are we going to learn today?
Well, today we have to figure out how enzymes do anything, like speeding up reactions and lowering activation energy.
Nice. Good job.
JB, the next Morgan Freeman.
Yes, seriously.
Well, back to
I believe it. You definitely have some acting in your future, JB. I just feel it. So on Friday, we did these awesome slides, or I guess it was Wednesday. It was like our Friday in class. But I was so impressed with what you put together. What we're going to start, we have 4 macromolecules that we're looking at. The first one that we looked at was a carbohydrate. Carbohydrates or organic molecules made of carbon, right, that are important. They're non-living, but they are important for all living things. All living things have carbohydrates in them and need carbohydrates to function. Is there someone for the carbohydrate group that would like to talk us through their slide? It's not necessary, but if there's someone that would be willing or would like to, I will take a volunteer. Isn't it so cute?
Do you want me to do it?
Sure, JB, go through it. Walk us through. Give us a summary of carbon based on what their slide has on it.
Well, it's showing that it's
Wait, hold on, JB. We were in the lipids group. We shouldn't be doing this.
I think he's just volunteering to read it. Do you want to read it, JB? Yes. So then, Alex, let's have you present the lipid group. And no, we have bashful people in our carb group, which is fine.
all right. So
Yes, go through and walk us through some of the things that make a carb a carbon important to us as living things.
well, it's showing that it is very good for you, but only if you don't have an excessive amount. They make you happy, and they provide energy. They have carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. It's a starch, it is in any and all starches and sugars. It's in stuff like muffins, fries, pasta, bread, potatoes, everything. And it provides energy and serotonin.
Yes, this is such a good slide because it honestly shows just about everything we talked about. Talks about that carbs are sugars, they are monosaccharides, disaccharides, polysaccharides. That sugar is used to make energy and release hormones that make us happy. Show some pictures. Who drew these? I'm super impressed by the pictures. It's hard to write in neuro. So I'm super impressed by your pictures. It was edgy. I like it. Good job, carb group. All right, Alex, will you walk us through lipids?
Yeah, it's kind of a mess because there was some weird stuff going on.
Well, and I had got another picture of it once you left, but it looks fuzzy. So this one was the clearest image I have. So since you're in that group, just walk us through it.
So pretty much we just tried to go simplistic, I guess. We just said that lipids store energy and they make cell walls and stuff, like the membrane. They stay in their form in room temperature. They can be oils, fats, and waxes. They can also be steroids or vitamins.
Yes.
And they are also like messengers for cells and stuff.
Perfect. Alex, you sound like you know what you're talking about, right?
Weird, right?
It's exciting. Yes, no, I love it because you are taking what we're doing in class and it sounds like you have comprehended it. And that is the goal. Great job. Everything he said is true. It's all true. And it's all something you're going to need to know this week as you take your unit test. So as of always, this might be something you want to save. If you use your fingers, go to your mouse and right click. You have the opportunity to save this slide. All right. You can save this image, pop it in your computer, and use it as a study slide. I love it. All right. Good job. Last but surely not least is our proteins group. I was in our protein group. Would someone mind? Would someone from the protein group want to share? Everyone could use a Pop-Tart. Pop-Tarts are delicious.
Yes, I'll
Does
go.
anyone want to share from the protein group?
Yeah, I guess I'll go.
No. I'll do it. Proteins
Okay.
are our last group. Caden helped lead this group. He was awesome. And I
Yeah, I can do
appreciated
that.
his leadership.
You want to describe it? You can go and describe it if you want. I mean, I can if you want.
Go for it if you want to. I'd love for you to do it, but I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh, I'm used to being put on the spot. Oh, it's okay, my dear. It's used for energy, blood, which is meant to be blood. Proteins are amino acids, are important for our antibodies, important for our blood, brain, and nerves, important for hair and nail health, digestive system. We have proteins, carbon backbones. Then we got
Yes.
Mr. Bane from DC, because DC Comics, if anyone understands the reference of proteins from Bane, we have a protein strand or protein being whatever. My brain shut down. I'm guessing that's a protein shake, and then milkshake, and then hair.
Perfect. Yes. So we talked about proteins, and it's our newest group, so it has to be the toughest because we're just still probably taking it all in. But yes, Caden is 100% sounding genius. It's important for our blood. We talked about those amino acids. We knowing that proteins are important for amino acids, and they're made of amino acids. We talked about those beads that we string together, and that the identity of proteins are found in their amino acids. High five, Caden. Thank you all for participating in those. You guys all picked those groups on Wednesday and did a fantastic job. Tomorrow, we're going to look at our last group, nucleic acids, but today we're going to focus on one last important job of proteins. All right, and that's that proteins are enzymes. Proteins are important to know that they are made of amino acids. So everybody type proteins. Proteins equal AA, or made of AA. Every single one of us. There's 91 of us, so lots of chat conversation saying proteins are made of AA. That would also be something good to write down, okay? Proteins, we need to know that they are made of amino acids. Super duper important. The other super duper important thing about proteins is that they are enzymes. All right? Enzymes are catalysts. All right? Catalysts are another fancy word. Oh, I'm going to try my hand at those accents. All right? At speeding up reactions. What is something in your life that makes you speed up? Weird question, but think about it. Coffee. Coffee makes me speed up. Stress. Being late. Fear. Ooh, that's good, Alex. That's deep, but it's true. So good. Being late. Yes. Are somebody asking about these words in the corner? These are from my friend's presentation. We share our slides, and she puts her initials in them. And I just haven't deleted them. Okay? Yes, you can now go to bed without stressing out about them. Her name is Mrs. Haglund, Julie Haglund. And she teaches with someone else. Corn speeds you up. What else speeds you up? Cheese. I knew it, JB. So, enzymes are kind of like, I like to think of them as like little referees in our cells or in our bodies. They run around, I like to feel like with little caps on and whistles, and they just like blow, and they're like, just like, I feel like they're just like trying to get everybody to run faster. It kind of induces stress. All right, when I think about it. So proteins are used as enzymes or catalysts. And what they do is they go in and they reduce the amount of activation energy used for chemical reactions. It's kind of like a lock and key. All right. So these are enzymes down here. Everybody point to enzymes. There's lots going on in chat. And I love that we're chatty. I just want to make sure we don't miss what's going on in class today, because we love one another so much. And I love that you love talking. So please don't take that as a sad thing. Yes. All right. So in enzymes, they have like little geometric lock and key type of configurations. All right. There's enzymes and there's substrates. And when they go together, it allows reactions to speed up. Okay. Yes, you get loot. All right. Has anyone seen, I think it's called Tidying Up. Tidying Up on Netflix. I'm gonna put it. Tidying Up with is it Marie Kondo? Has anyone seen that show on Netflix? Oh, it's so good. Okay, so I'm gonna explain what happens. So they show people's houses that are not organized. If we walked into your bedroom or your space today, is your space highly organized? All of our unorganized people in the house, identify yourself. I was organized until I had children. Okay? Look at behind me. I used to have these boxes that had shapes of things on them for all their toys. I'm not gonna lie, at one point, they organized all their toys into Disney toys, Barbie toys, blah, 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 blah. Now I don't care if they're categorized or not. Just so at the end of the night, everything is off the floor and in the bins, I'm a happy person. Okay? Yeah, the floor is fine, some of you are saying. So we have some organized people, like might have some systems like me. But what this lady right here would do on the right is she would come into people's houses and she would tell them to go through their things. And she would say, does this thing bring you joy? So like she would go through the stuff on their table. So like this is sitting on my table right now. Does this bring you joy? If you're like, I don't know why this is still on my table. I've had it there for the last 10 years. I don't like it. Then she'd say, put it in the donate pile. And then you'd have another pile of things you wanted to keep. Long story short is Marie Kondo would come into your house, help you find out what was valuable that you wanted to keep. And then I'm not lying. Look at this drawer right here. Seriously, these are someone's like shirts. She would show you how to organize your stuff and keep it in a way that you can find everything and use everything. A pile of cheese, right? Yes, somebody just said it. Does this spark joy? Who said that? Yes. Yes, Alex, it was seriously that. All right. And I just put it like this. This flow chart made sense to me. If I had someone like Marie Kondo come to my house and help me how to show me how to organize my things and how organizing my things would make my life easier, that would motivate me to do it maybe not just to one room, but to the other rooms of my house. Because you see, after I watched this Netflix series, guess what I did? I went into my house and started folding all my children's clothes like this. And I went and I made organized boxes and I went through my things and I said, what sparks joy in my house? And I got rid of things that I didn't want. All right. Which way would work better to you? Which way would motivate you to organize your space? Someone teaching you how to do it and showing you ways and good methods, or your parents yelling in your ear every single day of your life, would that give you these results? Or would that just leave you with an empty room? In my experience as a parent and a child, usually this method ends up in still not a clean space, right? Just makes you mad, right? It makes you slower. You're like, fine. My kids will be like, fine, I'll clean my room. And they do it at like a snail's pace. All right. They are not motivated. I have been doing this thing lately where I say I'm setting the timer for 2 minutes. And if everything gets picked up off the floor, I'm giving you some candy. All right. All right. That produces results. So proteins are enzymes. I want to say proteins are like Marie Kondo. They get you excited about the end results. They speed up processes in our cells. They speed up processes in our body. They are like my Alexa and Candy. See, Izzy's with me. She said, I'll clean my room for Candy. All right. They are good methods of speeding up reactions in our cells. So, proteins. Proteins equal what? Two things. They're made of what? Yes. Proteins equal A. Proteins are made of amino acids. We talked about those Wednesday. Those little tiny beads that make up the identity of our proteins. Everybody say proteins equal amino acids. All right, proteins equal enzymes. Proteins equal enzymes. Good. I don't need you to know anything about these charts other than kind of identifying that right here, this is what enzymes accomplish. They get the hard work over so that the reaction can go downhill at a quick pace. All right, enzymes are catalysts. What does that mean? It just means they speed up reactions. Enzymes speed up reactions by using these active sites. All right, the active site would be my living room floor. All right, so this enzyme would be Mrs. Rittenhouse. The active site would be my living room floor covered in doll clothes. Okay, and I would say if I said Alexa for 2 minutes, can you clean it up? When that Alexa gets started with that candy combination in my living room floor, that's when we get that speeding up of energy. Do we love it? The one thing, and I'm going to simplify this because I just get overwhelmed by words. This is my first year teaching biology year long. Isn't that crazy? I'm used to teaching biology for 6 weeks and then teaching the same thing over again. So some of these slides are new to me, and I just want to simplify them for you today. There's one thing that will kill an enzyme or kill a protein. Anybody know what it would be? What's going to kill a protein? Good. Yes. Non-ideal conditions or temperature change. Do temperature changes kill some of you? Who likes summer? Who likes the hot weather? I love like hot weather. Like take me to Florida in summer. I don't even care. I like all the seasons. I'm all about the heat. Like just I like to be hot. I like to be in the sun. I like to feel it. I would not be a good example of a protein. Madison likes winter. All right, she would be a good example of what a protein would be. All right. All you cold loving folks, proteins are destroyed by heat. Proteins are destroyed by heat. All right, so a good way to kill a protein off is to raise the temperature of it. All right, raise the temperature of a protein is a way to what they call denature. All right, it's another science word that is fancy that doesn't have to be fancy. All right, denatured. So denatured just means damaged, destroyed, killed off. All right, proteins are killed off by high temperature changes. All right, I have something for us to do. Are you ready? Who is ready for this? Let's do it. Here is what we call a Freyer model. It's uploading. Okay. Play for us, Freyer model. Why aren't you working? Here it goes. All right, so we are going to fill this out today for proteins. Whoa. Do we have someone that would like to lead our class in this? Now, by leading, it doesn't mean that you are filling it out all by yourself and you know all the answers to this. By leading this activity, that means that you are going to help guide us. So maybe you'll tell us which box we're working in. If you see stuff going in chat, then you can. Oh, sorry, I was saying multiple mice. Yes. Alana, do you want to lead it? Is that a yes for the mice or a yes for leading? Moose. Oh, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Is there anyone who wants to lead us through this?
I can
Again,
do
you
it.
are. All right, JB. He's going to take us through proteins.
Yep.
Go
let's
for
work
it.
let's work on stuff that it isn't. What are some non-examples?
So we're down here in non-examples. What's not an example of a protein? Good. Can you guys write those on the board? Because those are perfect non-examples. Or JB can if he has the tools. All right, JB, I'm sorry. I'm going to turn my mic off and not be a control freak.
Yeah, I
You
got the
lead us.
tools. There we go. So I'd say we got a decent amount of examples, or examples of what it ain't. Just work on characteristics. So what it tells us what our proteins aren't. We got cake, apples, a cat. Cats aren't proteins. Cats are not proteins. They have proteins, but they themselves aren't proteins. You ever see a protein called a cat? Or if somebody call a cat a protein. Cats are not protein.
Actually, yeah, it's called Every Chinese Person Known to Man.
Hey, that's racist.
So maybe they are protein because anything with meat is protein. And since you can cook cats and eat cats, considering you can cook and eat anything, including bats, it's a protein.
Okay. Well, you know what? We could leave that up for debate. You're probably
Yeah.
right. You're probably right that someone probably could cook and eat a cat. We'll leave the cat as a non-example just because we don't probably typically eat cats.
You
But
if you eat
cats do
cats,
have
that's
proteins
not
in
very-
them.
If you eat cats, that's not very good.
But that is a very, very solid point.
Yeah.
For the
But what
sake
is it?
of all animal activists out there, let's move to characteristics.
Yeah. You need help, right? Meow.
Oh no.
Sell that in
Yes.
chat.
The puns are coming. All right, what are some characteristics for us? Give us some characteristics of proteins.
Made of amino acids, we could say.
Good. Yes.
I mean, I'm trying to type that.
Another thing could be that they give a lot of energy.
Wasn't that carbs?
I thought proteins did as well, but I don't
Oh,
know.
they did. I just thought it was carbs. You're still right.
Both of them do. Yeah, are enzymes.
What about happened? Yep, enzymes. Good. What do enzymes do?
Break stuff down.
Good. They're those little crazy referees. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our characteristics of enzymes, but we're talking about proteins in a more general fashion.
Good. For time's sake, let's move to another box. Let's go to another box because we're getting ready to leave any minute. But let's try to, as we leave, JV lead us through these last two boxes. See if we can't get these filled in.
Let's define it. So, what would you guys define a protein as?
I can see that. That's why I'm on the green place. You keep forgetting that I can do it on the computer.
I think that you forgot to mute your mic when you were talking to your grandma.
Oh, thank you for informing me that.
Yeah.
I don't even know how my mic came on. I had it off.
Yeah. Probably a misclick or something. Anyway. We have to define proteins. Let's use what we have from characteristics and things that aren't proteins. All right, see you. So,
I agree. JB's doing an excellent job. JB, can we start this tomorrow morning? Will you start us? Because everyone's having to go, and I know they do. Can you start us tomorrow with the definition and examples, and we will let everybody go so that no one feels like they're jumping out early,
sure.
and we don't lose engagement. Because you're doing a great job.
All right, I can
That's
do
what
this
it says
tomorrow.
on Google.
Awesome. Oh, thank you. Good.
I'm just gonna slap
Made
this
up
in
amino
there real
acids.
quick.
Good. All right. Well, you guys have a great, great day. Can we do a Kahoot? Possibly. We have to finish up nucleic acids, but maybe Wednesday we can play a game to get reviewed and ready. Check out that video or that review game that I sent you. It should have all of the the characteristics, okay? I sent a review game that I made. It has some of our direct vocabulary in there. So use that for right now to quiz yourself. Thanks, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for doing so well with all your participation. Have a great Monday.